My name's Nathan King. I'm the Head of Traffic Engineering and I'm the Technical Lead for the Structures and Tunnels Investment Portfolio project. Parsons Brinckerhoff have been commissioned to undertake the professional services for the Structures and Tunnels Investment Portfolio project, which is a £300 million capital investment portfolio that Transport for London have to strengthen and replace 8 structures across London. The idea is that all of these 8 structures need to be replaced or strengthened whilst keeping London moving. The end game, the digital legacy that we're trying to achieve from the project, is we need to be fully BIM compliant by 2016. So we need to provide a 3D model which Transport for London will then be able to use as a legacy benefit for operation and maintenance. The software that we use to actually capture all the data, the existing data on site, was done through laser scanning. Some of these sites are basically over network rail land, so there's railway running underneath them. You have limitations in terms of access. By going in there and taking laser scanning, you're able to actually get a visual representation of exactly what's on the ground and what's on the site. It takes you one evening to go in there and do a full laser scan, and it means it's minimal disruption, it takes minimal amount of time, and you can walk away and you have that data to be able to use then for the lifetime of the projects. That is your building block for how you actually physically do your design and continue to design to get your final products. In terms of the innovation side of things, this is something quite new. This is actual video technology which actually does almost take it's like a photograph. When you look at it, it just looks like a photograph you've taken on site. One of the uses of using the 3D visualization tool is it enables us to determine any clash detection. One of the particular items that we're using within all the projects at the moment is to model in utilities diversions, so statutory undertakers diversions. So it's all of your utility providers, your BT, your Sky, your gas, your water, drainage, everything. The idea of the 3D model, it allows you to physically map in and visualize exactly where they are in relation to their depths, their location, proximity against each other, and to avoid any of the physical constraints that are currently on site, so buildings, street furniture, and also allows us to physically map in their apparatus in the footway, so any chambers that are required, thrust boxes, any apparatus that they need, we're able to map that in visually because we're able to use the laser scanning that we took for the existing site as a starting block, and we can use that to map in the proposed diversions against all of those existing constraints. Virtual sequencing can be also used as a tool on the back of the 3D modelling. It allows us to model in with the program the construction phasing and the construction sequencing. So from the utilities diversions, from the demolition of the bridge itself, and then through the construction of the actual bridge, we can model that in a timeline. And the model has building blocks. It actually shows you all of the elements of the structure being built up gradually so that you end up having the end product. It's probably worth noting that we're working with the contractor under an early contractor involvement as well on the project. And what that does, it enables us to actually present the design in 3D with the contractor. The contractor's then able to look from a constructability perspective and really give us some guidance on whether they feel that can work, whether there's enough room for their plant to get in, and it allows us to work together as a team collaboratively to enable us to ensure that we can identify all the clashes and it can remove a lot of the constraints and a lot of the risks before we actually get too far down the process. The legacy value and benefit from using this tool is it will provide one sole location where they have all the information relative to that particular asset on the network. And it's a location where it can be used visually, it will be able to be used online, and it will be able to be used pretty much by anybody to be able to go in there and have a complete understanding of how the structure or the asset is made up, and have all the information to hand ready for them to use in the future for maintenance.